Trump temporarily exempts iPhones and laptops from the 125% China tariffs amid market turmoil. New AI compression methods could allow GPT-style models to eventually run on consumer-grade hardware. And Meta starts a federal antitrust trial that could lead to a potential breakup of the company. Welcome to #Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Let's get into it. President Donald Trump has temporarily exempted smartphones and computers, including Apple's iPhones and MacBooks, from a sweeping 125% tariff on Chinese imports, following market backlash and fears of a global recession. The exemption, announced late Friday by U.S. Customs and Border Protection and formalized in a White House memorandum on Saturday, applies retroactively to April 5th. It also covers key electronic components such as semiconductors and flat panel displays. The move is seen as a reprieve for tech companies like Apple, which assembles the majority of its products in China, although the company is scrambling to move production to India. Despite the exemption, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick clarified that it's only temporary. He indicated that future semiconductor-specific tariffs will encompass these electronics, suggesting that smartphones and laptops may soon face additional duties under national security and semiconductor-related tariffs. The initial announcement of the 125% tariff had sparked concerns of significant price hikes for consumer electronics and potential disruptions to global supply chains. Apple, for instance, had been urgently flying shipments of iPhones into the U.S. to avoid the tariffs, with analysts predicting that the price of an iPhone 16 Pro Max 256GB phone could jump by $350 US, or 29%, to $1,549 US due to the tariffs. While the temporary exemption provides short-term relief, the administration's broader trade strategy continues to, let's say, evolve. President Trump emphasized the existing 20% tariffs related to fentanyl concerns will still apply and denied any formal tariff exemption. As an understatement, the situation remains fluid, with the administration signaling that electronics could soon be subject to new tariffs under different classifications. Some have suggested those could be as high as 54%. But realistically, nobody is certain what's going to happen. Researchers from MIT, KAUST, ISTA, and Yandex, all major institutions from around the world, have unveiled a breakthrough in compressing large language models, potentially enabling them to run on everyday consumer hardware without major performance loss. The new method is called Zero-Quant V2, and it's a quantization technique that reduces the memory footprint of large language models by lowering the precision of the weights and activations within the neural network. Now, this approach reportedly slashes memory usage by up to 50%, while retaining over 95% of the model's original accuracy on standard benchmarks. Unlike many compression techniques that require retraining or specialized tuning, Zero-Quant V2 is training-free and plug-and-play, designed to work out of the box across a range of architectures, including Llama and GPT-style models. This development could significantly lower the barrier to running powerful language models on consumer-grade GPUs or maybe even edge devices, potentially even phones, including setups without high-end cloud infrastructure or enterprise-grade compute. That opens the door for smaller companies, researchers, and even individual developers to work with advanced AI locally. As large language models grow more powerful, so do their hardware demands. But Zero-Quant V2 represents another step towards democratizing access to AI, bringing capabilities once limited to data centers into reach for low-resource environments. The method could also reduce costs and latency for AI applications at the edge, particularly in privacy-sensitive or offline scenarios. The Federal Trade Commission's antitrust trial against Meta Platforms, Inc. has commenced on April 14th in Washington, D.C. This trial follows a nearly 6-year investigation into whether Meta's acquisitions of Instagram in 2012 and WhatsApp in 2014 were strategic moves to eliminate competition and maintain monopoly power in the social media market. The FTC alleges that Meta employed a buy or bury strategy, acquiring potential competitors to neutralize threats to its dominance. Evidence includes internal communications, such as a 2012 email from CEO Mark Zuckerberg expressing that purchasing Instagram would neutralize a potential competitor. Meta contends that its acquisitions have benefited consumers by enhancing the services that the social media landscape remains competitive, and it cites platforms like TikTok and YouTube as significant rivals. The company argues that the FTC's case relies on a narrow definition of the social media market. And the trial is expected to last several weeks, with key witnesses including Mark Zuckerberg, former COO Sheryl Sandberg, and Instagram head Adam Mosseri. Should the court find Meta in violation of antitrust laws, remedies could include the divestiture of Instagram and WhatsApp, marking a significant shift in the regulation of technology conglomerates. The wild card in this situation could be Donald Trump himself. In his first term as president, Trump threatened to put Zuckerberg in jail by being offended by his treatment on Facebook. In Trump's second term, Zuckerberg has tried to mend fences. He donated $1 million to Trump's inauguration, and he settled a lawsuit that Trump had filed against him by paying Trump $25 million. But if Trump plans to intervene, he has not yet told the head of the FTC. FTC Chair Andrew Ferguson said his lawyers are raring to go against Meta. He's also said that he would obey lawful orders from the president. As always, what happens next is anybody's guess. And that's our show. No shortage of suspense. But don't keep us in suspense. Tell us what you think. Write me at editorial@technewsday.ca. You can find me on LinkedIn. And if you're on YouTube watching this, just put a comment under the video. And if you want to support our show, why not go to buymeacoffee.com/techpodcast. That's buymeacoffee.com/techpodcast. For the price of a cup of coffee per month after tariffs, you can help us pay the bills. I'm your host, Jim Love. Have a marvelous Monday.